Boss Rush 860 day 6. So we've got a really easy day today. It's Taran Zhu as a first boss, and everything afterwards is artillery strikeable with blue and red bosses. So the last time we ran Taran Zhu, it was on 660 day 2, and we were using a Belinda Holmes triple freeze composition, and then cleaning up with either Baron Geddon or Varden. And there was also a third strategy that used Yulan, but it wasn't really that great. So we've got a better strategy today, though, thanks to everyone on the Discord that came up with this before I even got started today, as they have been quite frequently lately. But this particular strategy, I believe Rather Dashing came up with the key piece for that makes it better, which is this new client equipment on Bwonsamdi. So it's a different equipment than normal on Bwonsamdi, but to just go over the comp as a whole, we've got Arfus with Downward Dog, Bwonsamdi with new client, Rattlegore with Rattling Bones, and then your other equipments shouldn't really matter, but I've got Resolve of Undying on Deathwing, Grinding Bracers on Eudora, and Scout Spyglass on Rogers, and you can swap out these artillery strikes with whoever you want. The bosses, as I said, are blue and red, so bringing green and blue for your crits is pretty good, and Eudora is also useful in particular because she can bounce herself out of the way in case your Arfus were to die twice on turn 1. And then you had to put in an extra mercenary. Eudora can prevent herself from dying to the combo. So let me just jump into it with this one here. So the key part of this strategy that we use a different equipment on Bwonsamdi for, other than the normal Deathwing Rattlegore combo, is that this blue ad has this shadow abilities or faster passive. So on turn 2, even when you slow with Arfus, it can use an ability at 7 speed, which goes off before your Deathwings destroy all life. So you need to slow it twice, because this 4 is not enough. So when you swing with your Arfus, don't attack this blue, because this passive on Taran Zhu makes your Arfus take half damage from this. So even with the high attack anomaly, sometimes your Arfus might survive. So I just swing it at Taran Zhu to ensure that Arfus dies. And then we're going to deal a Vanity. And you could shoot one of your own mercenaries with Rattlegore, or them if you want to. But as you can see, they have very low hit points. So even though this blue is going to take half damage from your Deathwing, the extra damage isn't really too necessary. So it's basically just kill your Arfus, deal a Vanity to redirect everything to Bwonsamdi. And then Arfus should die here. Bwonsamdi should die, and that should resurrect Arfus. And if your Arfus were to die a second time, which I'm not sure if that's possible or not, but if it did, then you just bring out Eudora as well here and bounce herself out of the way before the combo. So we're just going to kill off our Arfus again, and then we're going to do our Destroy All Life. And that's the combo. You could act with Rattlegore if you want to. So the activations start. I'm just going to restart the client here. And then you should end with just your 2 artillery strikes and Rattlegore, and that's the whole run. So this is actually a perfectly farmable day if you have this comp and you have enough Destroy All Life damage. And the Destroy All Life requirement shouldn't be that high because you only need to do like 3,000 damage or something. Maybe it'd be a bit higher than that, due to the passive on Taran Zhu and potential for health anomalies. But without a health anomaly, it's around 3,000 damage only, which is quite low for a Deathwing Rattlegore comp. Okay, so we hit the artillery strike here. Just gotta go through the motions. We've got Shivers, and then you look at the list here. Shivers, Popsicooler, and then Raven the Hunter and Lokholar. So the first 2 are blues with 180 and 200 HP. And then the last 2 are reds with 200 and 175 HP. None of those really matter. If you want to run it the previous way, the Belinda Holmes comps with either Geddon or Varden follow-up, do work fine for Taran Zhu, but you still only get 2 artillery strikes, and the fight takes a lot longer than with this comp. So this one should be the quickest way to get a win, and the quickest farm as well, if you do have the Deathwing Rattlegore leveled enough. So our best farm for the week is going to be day 3 still. So we got that Prince Malchezaar fight that makes us able to leave Rattlegore out and not mess up our artillery strike odds. So it takes a couple extra... there's like a few extra seconds on each run for killing the first boss on that farm versus like this one. But it's made up for by the fact that you have the better artillery strike odds, since this comp here just ends with Eudora and Roger's alive every time. And like I was saying, you have the extra animations from those slow fell animations of the Malchezaar ads shooting at you, and then that imp that gets summoned, and then it shooting at you. But that's easily made up for by the better artillery strike odds. So I would say day 3 is your best farm, and then it also has a lower requirement for Deathwing because it activates 100 times on Malchezaar. But if you wanted to, you could farm on day 6 with this comp as well. So good luck on your runs, and we'll see you for the 900 week.